Okay, so let's get into chapter two. So, chapter two is really outlining the structure of the book, and it's also setting the stage for learning about what my firm does, what I've spent over a decade teaching people, and it gives you the story behind it. I believe stories are really important because I think most of us would agree that there may be some coincidences in life. At the same time, I look at just some things happening for a reason, and looking at the story that I had, which started with immense failure. The lessons that I subsequently learned I don't think would have been possible if I hadn't gone through those difficulties. And I've come to these, certain conclusions or perspectives in regards to finance, and that's what I want you guys to understand because you have a story about your money. It could have started with what your parents taught you or what your socioeconomic situation was. What you were told is the right thing to do or what success means. We all have that story, but in the end I think we're after the same thing. The appeal of retirement to me isn't to, hang it all up at 65, but it's to become financially independent. It's to not have to do certain things. And I look at the ideas around retirement that have been perpetuated for decades upon decades since the early 1980s, actually before that, with when people had pensions and so forth. It really ingrained in us this idea of what we have to do and how we're going to structure our careers and our professions, our schooling. And the end result is this idea of not doing anything for the rest of our life. Now, obviously, there's golf and leisure and travel and so forth, but I believe that we live in a society where those opportunities are available right now. And then also the idea around work and the idea around providing value, contributing to society, taking who we are, taking our lessons, and being of value to somebody else. And typically, there's financial remuneration from that. But I'm trying to really open you up to the idea that the definition of retirement is very similar. It's based on a very similar idea as the school system. In fact, it was designed based on the same structure in Prussia. It's very interesting. I'm not going to get into a ton of detail there, but I believe that if you understood what was available to you, you opened up your mind and you truly believed it, it would enable opportunities to adapt in a better way. It would also open up opportunities to potentially discover this about yourself, to acquire this skill or this type of experience, which in essence would build to the assets that you have inside of you to create more income and be happier. And that's essentially the structure of this chapter is to give you the story of what happened to me and who taught me and subsequently what I did with that information that is just I would say evolved over the last 10 years. So strap your seatbelt on and let's get into some of the subsequent chapters that will further open up some opportunities and possibilities for you.